Round 10 of the WNBL concludes tonight with the informed Townsville Fire taking on the emerging Sydney Uni Flames. You can see the Fire fans are flooding into the Townsville Entertainment Centre in hope of a second straight win and to give their co-captain Mia Murray reason to celebrate in her 200th Townsville game. It's going to be a great contest, so strap yourselves in. I'm Julia Montesano, joined alongside three-time WNBL champion Steph Blitzars. And Steph, what are you expecting from this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm expecting that Sydney and Townsville are going to both come out really fired up today, and it's going to be a tough contest. So hopefully that Sydney can fight their way into a tough battle at the end.
And tonight's game is a rematch of last week. They both played each other on Saturday night. Townsville getting the win by 20 points. So, Steph, what can the Flames do to bounce back in this one?
Yeah, that'll obviously hurt them a little bit. So I think they've had a lot to go away and work on. Obviously, their turnovers were a bit of an issue for them. So if they can clean that up, I think it's going to be a much tighter game.
And who's going to step up for the Sydney Uni Flames tonight? They are, again, missing co-captain Lauren Mansell with that calf issue. And Charlotte Hill, well, she's with the Opals. We'll talk about that later. Great news. But who's going to step up right now tonight for the Flames?
I think so far, Funda Nakasoglu has been doing a fantastic job, and she's been really making sure that she's taking her by the reins as the starting point guard. So hopefully we can see her have another phenomenal game today.
Now, Townsville, they've won 11 of their past 12 encounters against the Sydney Uni Flames. So what can they do tonight, I guess, you know, to kind of make amends on that record? Would that record be playing inside Sydney Uni Flames' heads?
I think it means a lot when you play against a team that you've had a tough run-in with, and it's always lights a little fire in your belly. So hopefully today, they always start well. They come out really aggressive at the start of the game and they almost run out of legs or have that little bit of lack of experience. So if they can fight their way and keep themselves within touching distance at the end of the game, anything could happen.
Now, Townsville, they used to be so dominant at their home game, but they've struggled in the past few weeks at their home ground, obviously, home court, I should say, obviously losing to Adelaide Lightning in overtime, one of the most recent ones. So how do they go about amending that record and, I suppose, getting some composure in front of their home fans and giving them the gift that they deserve, which is a win?
Yeah, definitely. You always want to give the crowd a win, especially if it's your home game. So I think they really need to just lock in and realise what's working. They've been a little bit disjointed. They've just been missing the mark a little bit on certain things, but it's not through lack of effort. They put the effort in all the time, and that tough loss on an overtime win, it's great for the fans, but the loss is a bit tough as well. So hopefully we see them come out and take care of their passing, making sure that they're getting through all their offence and getting really good looks.
We're taking a look at the Townsville Fire list now. You can see an absolute star-studded lineup. They're in form and injury-free, Steph. And you look at that starting five, it's very hard to compare it to another one in the league. It's really standing out.
Yeah, well, you look at that starting five and they have a lot of scoring power. So anyone on that starting five could have a double-double, essentially, because even the guards crush the boards. And how do you stop that, really? If everyone's scoring and contributing, it's going to be really tough for Sydney to control that.
Steph Reid's certainly one that sticks out on that list. We'll get to her later. But for now, we're looking at the Sydney Uni Flames. A solid starting five for them as well. Good to see Morgan Yeager in the lineup. Another young blood getting a chance to be in the starting five tonight.
Yeah, it is. And she's come out and shown what she can really do. She's aggressive. She's physical. She makes sure that she's doing the effort things as well. So it's great to see her getting a go.
And how important is a good start for Sydney Uni? They were leading at quarter time last week, and I guess they want to continue that tonight, but also go a bit further, leading this maybe at halftime as well. So how do they go about doing that?
Yeah, well, they always start really well. They come out aggressively, they run the floor, they get up and in on defence, and it's just hard to maintain that for a full 40. So if they can pick and choose their times, come out aggressively at the start and then really lock down in defence, make it hard for Townsville to score and have no easy scores, as long as they can make them make extra passes and maybe run them off the line, because we know that Townsville are fantastic shooters as well.
Referees tonight, Kalia Hanks, Kylie Vervoden and Alex McEwen suiting up. Referees, of course, do a great job in the WNBL. Steph, what do you reckon the coaches will be saying to their respective groups tonight ahead of tip-off?
I think Townsville will be coming in with a lot of confidence after the last time these two teams met, but they know it's not going to be an easy game because Sydney don't really go away. They hang around, and if they can stay within touching distance, it's going to be a difficult game. So I think Townsville are going to come out in this first quarter and really try and push it.
And Sydney Uni, what would Shane Hill be saying to his troops?
I think they're just going to have to really play smart here. Funda Nakasoglu is a really smart point guard, and it's good to see her getting a go because of injuries, and she's really making her opportunities count. So if she can get her team through the offences and get them getting good looks, they'll be in good stead, I think.
So the Townsville Fire looking to break their drought at home. Sydney Uni looking to secure a character-building win. Tip lands to Townsville to get things going. Reed with ball in hand. Crowd up and about. They're on their feet. They're willing their side to get it to a good start. And here's their star import on cue. Billings lays that one in. Easy as you like.
And that was just strength, pure strength there from Billings. Just solid post move, easy layup.
As I said, Morgan Yeager starting tonight. Playing with the Southern Tigers in her off-season. Here's Froling. Purcell looking to make a similar move and will go to the charity stripe. Good start from both teams, Steph.
Yeah, they're both looking to obviously go inside, and that was a great move there, as we can see again from Billings. That was just strength. And then down the other end, Kalani just spins and then draws that foul.
Kalani Purcell has had a really good season. The Sydney Uni Flames. He's been one of the leaders in absence of Lauren Mansfield out with that calf issue. Gets the first points on the board for the Flames. Here's Nicholson to Akuso. Now Sutton. Billings in a similar position. Gee, her and Froling going to be a good matchup. And Billings so far winning out.
Yes, you can just see that strength and composure when she gets it down on that baseline. She knows exactly where the score's going to come from.
Froling get one back here. She's driving in now. Spin move. Can't get the M1, but will go to the charity stripe. Her second time at the charity stripe for Sydney already.
Seems to be a battle of the bigs today. Bigs going at it hard, and it's something we love to see.
Keely Froling, she missed the initial Opal squad. Shane Hill had a bit to say about it, so she had a bit of fire in her belly, I reckon, tonight and for the rest of the WNBL season.
Yeah, I think when players miss out on positions like that, it just gives them a chance, or gives them the opportunity to really fight for their spot.
She's on the board tonight. Another one fighting. Akuso. Pass intercepted. Akuso and Nicholson, the other ones to miss out as well on that Opal squad. Let's see what they can do tonight. Nicholson with it now. Floater, no good. Spills off hands. Sydney Uni ball. So Townsville 4 points, Sydney 2. Coach Shane Hill just looking on, seeing what his side can do tonight. Nakasoglu's been the star of the show, as has Froling. So just tells Yeager to give her something. Still spinning around Purcell. She's got to find an option. 9 to shoot. Goes on her own, and why not if you're going to be classy like that?
And then comes up with the steal.
Well, thought about the three, ended up going back to Yeager, and they can start again here, the Flames. Nakasoglu. Here's Yeager. Nakasoglu from 3. Never looked like missing, Steph.
No, you can't give her that much time and space because it is going down.
Two out of her past 4 games. In 2 of those games, 100% from the field, Funda Nakasoglu. So looking for another big game tonight. Townsville ball now.
Beautiful looking shot right there.
She has such a good action, such a quick release.
When she shoots, it never looks like missing.
Nicholson, overhead pass to Akuso. And one! Zatina's fired up. Townsville are fired up. They're back within 1.
And that was a great reel in there from Zatina, just the one-handed catch, then straight down.
Good celebration from Akuso as well. Tell how much these points mean to her. It's the M1 to go. She's set for a big game, Satina Akuso. So is Nakasoglu, bringing it up the floor now. Kizzy now Froling. 7 seconds to shoot. The Flames are going to move the ball. Here's Nakasoglu. Good pass to Froling, an even better finish.
That was great movement there from Sydney. They got all the way through the end of their play and made Townsville play 24 seconds of defence, essentially, and they got an easy layup.
A couple of quick passes now. It's in the hands of Reed. Oh, beautiful dish. Akuso can't convert. Townsville get another go at it, though.
That was some beautiful movement as we watch this here.
Some great assists from the point guards tonight. Reed at the other end nearly got the assist counted. Let's see what they've got here. Nicholson with it now. Akuso up against Purcell. We're loving that battle so far. Nicholson from three. Great boards by Billings and finishes that one off.
Just the athleticism of Billings there to reel that rebound in.
She's already up to 6 points from the game. 6 of Townsville's 9 have come just from her alone. Similar start to last week's matchup as well. Here's Purcell. Now Jaeger. Again, letting the shot clock tick down, and Jaeger pulls up for a beautiful floater. Nice composure by the youngster. Sutton crossing over Nakasoglu. Nicholson doing similar work. Great D by Purcell. 5 seconds to shoot here for Townsville. Akuso lets it fly. And Froling can bring down the boards. She's hustling up the court. Keely Froling wants to get things going and does.
Keely really put the Jets on there and just bust through the pack.
Steph Reed looking to do the same for Townsville. Get that movement going. Billings, nice dish to Akuso. Uses the baseline drive, steps out of court. Idea was there, just couldn't quite execute it.
We just see Keely just pushing the floors so quickly.
It's not often you see a big push the floor, but she's a different sort of big Keely Froling.
Yeah, she's definitely that stretch four type that can come out to the three-point line and, yeah, push the break when she needs to.
Purcell also looking to play a little bit higher tonight too. Again, letting the shot clock tick down. Steal.
And Billings just picked her pocket there.
Another point. Points on the board for Billings. 8 points for the game already. We've only just hit halfway through the first quarter.
And she comes up with the pressure and created the turnover there.
She's having some sort of season, Monique Billings. Look at that, just...
And then off to the races, easy layup.
Let's see what she can do in this set. Payne on for the Fire. Great outlook pass. Nicholson lays it in.
That was a great read there from Loz Nicholson. She just felt her defender on her back and made that awesome curl cut straight to the basket and was rewarded with that pass and the layup.
Purcell up against Billings. Nearly stolen. Jaeger pulls up from three. Beautiful arc, beautiful shot.
Love to see that confidence there from Jaeger.
They come up with another stop here, Sydney Uni. And it's back and forth basketball. Reed now looking to hustle up the floor. Just almost crouches under her opponent, but couldn't finish it off. Townsville ball. See Keely Froling, she's such a vocal leader, especially tonight, absence of Mansfield. So you see Jaeger pull up for a beautiful three.
And it's great to see the confidence because Jaeger's quite young and she just had no qualms, knowing that her player had gone straight past her, one dribble straight into that three.
She's been injury ridden as well, had to retire medically from college with a back injury. Now getting her minutes in the WNBL. Nicholson, long two is good. Nicholson gets herself up to 4 points. Here's Blaszewski from three. Reed gets another steal, but somehow it comes back. Froling finishes that one off. So a really close game so far, 18-15. It's basket for basket. We'd love to see it.
And it's great to see both teams up in the lanes in defence, making it hard for each other.
Good pass from Woods to Billings, and she'll go to the line. See the crowd are getting around her. They're loving their new import. Good to see Courtney Woods as well, getting some early minutes. You can see a couple of early rotations from both sides.
I think both coaches know that they're going to have to rotate if we're going to play this style of game. It's very up and down. It's very up in the lane. So if they play the starting five too much, they're going to get tired out. And it's great to see the rotations off the bench.
Billings misses the first one. She's averaging 18.6 points per game. Ranked third in the league right now. Second one goes through. Cara Evans on from some early minutes too for Sydney Uni. It's with Deeble now. Froling pulls up from three. Can't get it to drop. Townsville trying to move it quickly and they get the foul. So it's a really quick up and down game, as you mentioned, Steph. Let's see how long these two teams can keep it up.
I know, and both point guards are really keeping their heads up and trying to kick the ball ahead early. And that was quite smart there from Wood. She felt her player up and in and just tried to do that quick rip through and picked up a foul.
Woods, Nicholson, pull up, three, good! You can hear the crowd go absolutely wild for that one. So Fire lead by one. Sydney Uni looking to respond here through Froling. Jaeger's got Evans, but Billings with the hands once again. You can see that from a mile away.
She knew, she read it like a book. And there's that beautiful shot there from Loz Nicholson. She saw her player go under and just step back for that three.
So timeout call, time for both teams to regroup and get a breather. It's been such a fast-paced game so far.
Yeah, it really has, and that's what we love to see. We're hoping that this can be maintained throughout the game because they need to, the coaches definitely need to be calling some timeouts if they want to maintain the up and in defence and the style of play that they're running. So running the floor, looking for cheap early layups.
So what's Shane Heal saying here to his Flames, do you reckon?
I feel like they've done well so far. They always start the game very well and they're up in the lanes and getting disruption and getting stops. But they just need to, keep going to what's working. So their sets involve a lot of cutting and screening and a lot of movement, which is making Townsville have to chase them. And they're getting a lot of open layups or extra passes to open shots. So if they can keep that up, it's going to be a long game for the Townsville Fire.
Certainly excited to see how the rest of it plays out. Shannon Sewell will have a few messages for his troops as well. Of course, 11 of the past 12 for Fire, so they'll be looking to keep that streak going, but the Flames, boy, how big would this win, how big would it be if they did get a win?
Yeah, definitely. They're really, because they've been so close so many times, losing by 3 and 5. They're just within touching distance. If they can get that win, it's going to be big for them, a big morale boost.
Let's see what they can do here. Deeble gets it off to Evans. Slapped out of her hands.
Great hands there, just to make it a tough shot there.
And the hands have been a standout so far. So We look here, I think it was Nicholson that stole it in the end. There were 3 Fire players around her, putting the pressure on. Rolling with the Hail Mary, hits the top of the backboard. So nothing quite doing yet after the timeouts. Billings, she's set to get things going, up to 9 points already from the game. She's 100% from the field as well, I might add, 4 from 4. She's got it again here. Woods drives, passes, no finish. Sydney Uni ball.
And the crowd not so happy about that one. You can hear them from here.
I mean, Steph, you've obviously played in front of that crowd a heap of times. I mean, what are they like?
It's fantastic if you play for Townsville because it's like having another player on the court. But if you're in the opposing team, not so much. Every time you're passing a ball in, every time you're near them, they're telling you something, they're ringing the cowbells, and it's what we love to see in a crowd.
The reason why it's called the 5 hit, it's a dangerous environment for opposition teams. The Flames aren't feeling it at the moment. They're just down by a point at the moment. Deeble. Good pass, but Billings with those hands again, and bumps Nakasoglu on the way for good measure. Driving up the floor now. Somehow got the pass away. And I think Nicholson made that one too. Billings got a hard hit.
And just the speed in which she was running down here, I don't think she was ever going to be able to stop there.
Almost tripped over her own feet in the end.
It's okay because Loz gave her a little break, made that shot, and then she got picked up off the floor.
Another steal here. Woods pulls up and gets it to go, and the bench are up and about. Courtney Woods, a much-loved character at the Fire, and she nails that one.
The momentum just seems to be going with the Fire right now, and Sydney need to do something to stop it or it's going to run away.
Back-to-back threes from Townsville. They've set the 5 pit on fire, it must be said. Nakasoglu goes to work on Reed, spins one way then the other, and will go to the charity stripe. Good movement from Funda Nakasoglu.
That was, she just seemed to work her body in there, could feel Steph Reed behind her and knew that if she put the stripe she was going to draw that foul.
Reed as well, she's such a pest on defense. She's one you don't want to be coming up against. She's always in your face.
She is, and that's one of the things she's been so good at, and it's really come to fruition this season that she's getting a lot more minutes because she's getting rewarded for that type of effort.
Nakasoglu, she's on a 4-game streak of double-digit points. Looking to keep that run up tonight.
It's great to see her making the most of her opportunities. With all the injuries that are happening, she's an incredible point guard, and it's great to see her doing well.
Payne pulls up, why not? Gets it to go! It's raining threes at the 5 pit.
Just should not be leaving anyone from the Fire open on that 3 anytime soon.
See if Nakasoglu pulls up, doesn't. Now Mahadi couldn't get that one to fall. Here's Reed looking to push the tempo. Gives it off to Payne. Gets that one to fall as well. Payne's got herself 5 points in about 10 seconds.
Oh. And the Fire just really riding this momentum, and it's beautiful to watch.
What can Blachewski do before the quarter time siren sounds? Purcell. Cross court. And Mia Murray gets an early intercept. Good to see her on the floor for her 200th tonight. She's been such a stalwart of this club and of this league overall. She's played 200 games just for the Fire alone. She's played about 100 else at other clubs as well.
Yeah, well, last season she hit her 300th game in the hub, so she's well over 300 now.
Reed just looking to slow things down. Shot clock and game clock are equal. Still got it, Steph Reed. Billings looking dangerous. She's lurking. Now sets the screen. Here comes Murray. Oh, can't quite get her to fall. Everyone in that house wanted her to get her first points.
And it was a beautiful read there from Mia. She knew that she was getting overplayed and just made that sneaky little back cut.
And Woods took a heavy hit on the way down from Purcell. She's so aggressive, Kalani Purcell, does everything with 100% effort. So that'll be it. At the end of the first quarter, it's been dominated by the Townsville Fire. They're 29, the Sydney Uni Flames are 19. Don't go anywhere. Exciting second quarter on the other side of this.
To everyone who said we're not strong enough, not fast enough, wrong. We're crossover queens, scoring buckets, taking names and hitting no-look threes. We fight for every ball. Until we dunk, hell yeah. When we roll onto the court with nothing to lose and everything to prove, you're in for a show. She got style, she got balls, she got belief, she got game.
So Townsville Fire leading the Sydney Uni Flames by 10 points at the start of the second term. Of course, if you're loving tonight, you can get over to Aussie Hoops. Aussie Hoops is basketball's national junior participation program, introducing kids aged 5 to 10 years old to basketball. So to find where your kids can start a lifelong enjoyment of basketball, you can visit the Aussie Hoops locator, which can be found at aussiehoops.basketball/find-a-program on your screen now. Registrations for Term 1 programs are now open. Of course, basketball, one of the most popular sports in Australia, whether playing at a community level or aspiring to be Olympics or Paralympics, as that young fellow could possibly be there. It's great to see the fans in action tonight, Steph Blitzars. Sydney Uni Flames, they're struggling.
They are. They came out really well. It was basket for basket, and then they just couldn't seem to stop the Fire when they had that run, that momentum, and they left them open for a couple of threes, and they just punished them. So hopefully they can really talk about going back to what was working at the start of the game. They were getting through their plays, they were setting screens, a lot of movement, and the Fire had to defend them for nearly 24 seconds, and they were getting open looks. And then by the end of it, they were just making kind of sloppy passes or telegraphing their passes, and Townsville were getting hands in the lanes, and just on that transition, they were getting easy layups. So if they can take care of the ball a little bit more, I think they'll be able to peg it back a little bit. But the Fire are just on another level at the minute. Yeah, I was going to say that, but I thought maybe I'll leave the pun for later.
We do save our puns, but they were on fire, it must be said. After that timeout, they went on a 10-0 runs. It was absolutely unbelievable basketball. Their field goal percentage is looking fantastic, 64% and 75% from the three-point line as well. It's looking really good for Townsville so far.
It is, and if you're shooting like that, you may as well keep going. Go to the well runs dry.
See what Sydney Uni can do to respond. Early whistle. Early foul as well. Sydney Uni will get another go at it. So Rowe, Morgan, Purcell, Froling and Nakasoglu on the floor for the Flames. Start off this one. Yeah, you started the first and now starting the second. Purcell up against Akuso. Dish pass, I don't know who she saw, it must have been the bench.
She was being a little bit too unselfish there. She probably had the layup, but was going for that kick to her teammate that just wasn't there.
I'd say Shane Hill liked the intent, it's just execution. It's tail of the season pretty much for the Sydney Uni Flames. On the Fire though, they've got plenty of execution. As I mentioned, 75% from three, and Loz Nicholson's been a big part of it. Akuso looking to drive on Rowe. Whistle blown.
And that was a nice strong take there from Zatina. She saw that she had Rowe on her, which was a slightly smaller opponent, and just had the strength to go straight to the basket.
She's looking good, Zatina Akuso, making some aggressive moves. And she'll go to the foul line for two. You almost hear a pin drop, and then it goes to absolute pandemonium once she gets that one in. She's effective, gets both in. 31-19, Fire on a roll.
And their unrelenting defense is still up the court.
Here's Froling. 13 to shoot on the shot clock. They're making them work still, the Flames. Froling pulls up for a long two and drains that one.
They really needed that score. It just seemed as though there was just a long time in between their scores, and that might give them that little pep just to get them going.
Froling's got herself up to 9 for the game, 4 of 5 from the field. So definitely keep watching her as the game goes on. For now, Sutton to Mia Murray, pulls up for a long three. It's her signature and she nails it.
Beautiful shot there from Mia Murray, and we know she has that distance that she can just shoot from deep and it just never looked like missing.
So good to see. 200 games for one club and she's still got it. Nakasoglu fouled on the way to the basket there. Just look at that. A long three. She can shoot it from anywhere, Mia Murray. You almost back her in any position on the court.
Surely it's worth an extra point if you're that far out.
I reckon. Jaeger. Nice floater. She's had a really composed start, Morgan Jaeger. Up to 5 points, 7 points, I should say, for the ball game.
And she has that beautiful jump shot. She just has a great control of her body when she gets into the key.
Speaking of great jump shots, Nicholson can't get that one to go.
And the hustle to get her own rebound.
Sutton will restart things. Nice dish to Akuso. She'll go to the line once again.
They're really working that pick and roll game well. The bigs are really diving hard and making the big have to choose whether to pick up the ball or stay with their own man.
And Sutton with the no-look pass as well. She's been dominating in the assists this season. Number 1 in her team, 4.6, and number 4 in the league. So great output by her. Akuso spent her off-season with the Melbourne Tigers, NBL 1 South. Would have come up against her a few times, Steph. Very hard to come up against.
Oh, she is. And she's such a tough body in the paint. And it's just, if you're stuck behind her, there's no chance that you're getting around. So you really have to do your work early.
Here come the Flames. Good intent again by Purcell. Rowe does well to keep it in. Nakasoglu. She's dangerous from three-point range, but won't go for it. Goes to the drive instead. Gets her own boards. She's looking for some support now. Froling comes down the lane and finishes it off.
And that's great hustle there from Nakasoglu to get that rebound, because there was a world of bigs in there and she was the one that came up with the board.
Akuso just blocked by Purcell on that pass. Now she's got another go at it. Looks nice. Tina Akuso looks really good so far in this game, up to 9 points. Joining Billings and Nicholson as the leading scorers for the Fire. Here's Rowe at the top of the perimeter. Froling on the reverse. Great move. Especially on a player like Monique Billings. Did not see her coming there.
Yeah, Billings almost got caught napping there, and Keeley just went straight past her for the easy reverse.
They're going to need a lot more plays like this, the Sydney Uni Flames. Great work by Keeley Froling under the basket.
If they can just come up with a few stops and just stop Townsville's run of scoring and keep putting the scoreboard pressure on, they can get right back into this game.
Got a chance here through Jaeger. Froling again. She's been the X factor so far this quarter, but blocked by Akuso. They'll call it a foul. Jeez, it's such a good contest between those two. Froling and Akuso, two of the better characters in our game, going head to head.
You can see the biff, and we love it here. We love a bit of aggression, love the battle of the bigs.
Akuso just pleading her case to the ref. She thought she got all ball. Froling puts the first one in. Coming off 13 points against Townsville last week. She's already up to 10. 13 tonight already, I should say, even more. She's already equaled the score she got last week in a full game.
I think she has a short memory of that, and she's not wanting to lose again, so coming out with a bit of aggression.
She's going to be aggressive here against Billings now. Fouls her. Too aggressive.
Came out with too much aggression there, and Billings did well to draw that foul.
It's one of the rare fumbles from Monique Billings as well. She's still able to get herself to the charity stripe. You can't fault the hustle from Keely Froling though. Up one end and now straight back down the other end to apply the defensive pressure.
That's right, and both teams have been fantastic at that. We haven't seen either teams take a step back in defense, and the battle of the bigs has been real today. There's been physicality, just hard bumps on the guards, cutting through the key even, and hopefully we can see it for the rest of the game.
Yeah, you go double teamed. So the Fire move to full court press. Jaeger's got some work to do. Gives it off to Nagasoglu. Here's Purcell for an open look. Can't get it to fall. Reed looking to move it up quickly. Here's Sakuso. Mismatch against Nakasoglu, so she's going to go to work. Gives it off to Nicholson for the long two. Can't get the floater to fall. Foul called. You can see Akuso probably unselfish. I reckon she could have gone for that. Considering the mismatch against Nakasoglu, probably could have drove all the way in.
Yeah, well, she had that obvious mismatch, and I think she thought that there was going to be a lot more help. So she was doing the unselfish thing and kicking it to her teammate, but she probably could have taken it herself.
Either way, still a 10-point lead for the Fire, and she's got herself a steal. Rose got to get past her. The pressure's on here. Billings with the hands this time. Gives it off to Nicholson, and they just can't quite capture the ball.
And there's that up and in defense from Steph Reed to pull up the ball.
Purcell, Froling wanted it. Found a better option in Jaeger. Couldn't get it to fall, but Froling, easy boards. Still trying to look for that finish here, the Flames. They'll start again with 13 on the shot clock.
And they're giving themselves every chance.
Froling now, long two. And the Fire, get out of trouble.
They really had a get out of jail free card right there. They gave up a couple of offensive boards and Flames just weren't able to convert on it.
So Sydney only had one offensive rebound a matter of minutes ago, and now they're up to 3 within 1 of Townsville. Reed has to stop and prop. Gets it to go somehow. That was a bit of wizardry from Steph Reed.
Just managed to contort her body and get that little layup underneath.
Her height might be deceiving, but she makes it work. She gets in and under these big players and gets in under the rim. Nakasoglu now on Reed. Pulls up from 3. Can't respond. Purcell, look away pass. Froling. No good. Nicholson to bring it up. Townsville 41, Sydney Uni 29. And they can't extend that margin just yet. See here, Steph Reed just did the old pivot one way, pivot the other, pivot the other. She never gave up on that ball.
No, just faked out her opponent. I'm going to pass it. Not sure. No, I'll just take the layup, thanks.
So timeout called. Townsville have had a really good quarter so far, finishing off from where they started in the first term. So what's Shannon Seabold's message for his troops now, Steph?
Well, I think right now it's probably more of a tactical timeout, just to give his players a little bit of a rest. It's been a very physical, up and in game, and I think he's just going to tell them to keep going to what's been working, because their defense has been fantastic in the lanes, making Sydney shoot tough shots. Probably would be telling them to clean up the offensive boards. They really need to do a one and done. One shot and then boxing out and pushing it down the other end.
Do you talk about specific plays in timeout? I mean, Froling's a big threat right now with 15 points. She's got the capability to blow this game wide open.
Yeah, well, they will be talking about that, especially because that's where majority of Sydney's scores are coming from. So they'll probably talk about whether they're going to send a double in if she has a mismatch inside, or whether they're going to run her off her line and really make her have to make the extra pass. So they've been doing so well so far. I don't know if they'll change a lot about their defence, but we'll just have to see.
Can't wait to see how the rest of this game unfolds. Good to see the crowd getting up and about with some old school YMCA. You've seen the shots before. That young girl in the nice pink tutu dancing away in the stadium. The Fire fans are happy to be out and about at the basketball, and they're hoping that their side can continue their hot start. Put on 12 points already this quarter.
It's good to see some fresh subs come in with Michaela Cox and Beck Pizzi are both on the floor now.
Great to see. Michaela Cox, of course, the Townsville Games record holder. So we've got Mia Murray, the milestone woman, and the Games record holder on the floor as well. Brilliant to see. Payne drives against Froling, went up against two, couldn't convert. Froling takes another heavy hit. I think she's been on the floor more than she's been upright.
She has been.
Let's take a look at this. Froling just tripped right over Nadine Payne there.
Almost if her legs were taken straight from under her.
Another player that just puts in 100% in every play. It's great to watch her in action for the Sydney Uni Flames. She's 6 of 9 from the field so far to start this one, and 3 from 4 from the free throw line as well.
She's really the one that's keeping them in this game at the moment.
Now goes 4 from 5 from the charity stripe. It's that one to fall as well. Margin cut back down to 10. It's doable here for the Flames and then get a good finish, but the Fire looking to propel forward through McSpadden. Good to see her on the board for some early points.
And she's been fantastic so far because she's coming off the bench as the big, and she comes in and just has that little spark every time. She'll hit a jumper or she'll get a couple of boards, and yeah, she's a real good person to be coming off the bench, especially with the height that she has.
Jaeger, Nakasoglu, Purcell from 3. Reed brings it down. Now they can come up the floor here through Courtney Woods. They'll just work around the perimeter for now. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Reed wants to go all on her own. Billings pulls up. Can't get it to convert. Nakasoglu just wants to spin around Reed, but her hands were too good. Here's Purcell looking for the dish, finds Jaeger, pulls up, drains it. Never in doubt, Morgan Jaeger's looked fantastic from three-point range tonight.
She has, and just the confidence. When you see a player that's shooting with the confidence that she has, it looks like all of her shots are going to go in.
Reed this time. Woods doesn't want to respond instantly. Here's Billings. Now Woods has another go at it. Froling pulls down the boards. Just tells her players to slow things down. They want to make the Townsville Fire work hard in this play. Purcell found an open look, but Billings with the block. And she'll get an offensive basket to go. No, she can't
reward herself on that one. She worked so hard for that.
She's been blitzing it up the floor. She's almost too fast for her own legs tonight at some instances. Sydney Uni under the pump here. 10 seconds to shoot. Nakasoglu loses the handle and Cox happy to jump on it.
Massive block right there from Billings, and then beats everyone down the floor.
Just says, get out of my house, I'm going for it.
You can see the frustration on her face after missing that layup.
Let's see if she can make amends here. McSpadden. Couple of quick passes. Woods thought about pulling up, but caught in two minds, travel. So 43-34, Townsville Fire's way. 2-second differential between shot clock and game clock before we hit half-time. Jaeger wanted to hold it up, make sure the Flames get one last basket for the first half. Now Kasoglu faked her defender out, couldn't convert. Pizzi nearly brought it down. They've got to move it quickly here, the Fire, and they do through Cox. Can't beat that buzzer. Either way, a clinical first half performance from the Townsville Fire. It's a 43-34 lead, 9 points at the end of the first half. Wow, Steph, what did you make of that?
It's been a fantastic battle today. Really physical, a really high-tempo game, and they're just getting up in the lanes in defence, both teams, and it's been great to watch.
It certainly has been. But the Flames can take plenty of positives out of their first half as well. They're down on the scoreboard, but not as down as they were. They were down by up to 20 at one point.
I think the really good thing is that there was just that one patch that they had that they were losing momentum, where the Townsville just really rode that momentum and they managed to break out that lead, but they've managed to fight their way back, and it's been fantastic to watch. They've just been really, it's a hard slog.
And taking a look at the match highlights, as you mentioned, Steph, it's been a battle of the bigs tonight.
It has been, and Billings and you can just see Kalani ripping to the basket there. It's been really physical inside, and they're really taking it to each other.
The point guards have been getting involved as well. You can see Jaeger there. She's up to 10 points for the game. And also Steph Reed, she's been as active as usual for the Townsville Fire. So good performances all around from both teams.
Yeah, well, we can see the firepower from everywhere. There's no shortage of good shots being made and pressure being put on the scoreboard. So we can just see Steph Reed with his little up and under there, which is fantastic, just that manoeuvre under there.
There's been some absolute worldy shots. I mean, some really clever drives towards the basket and really clever makes. It's really good to see. So we take a look at the match stats as well. It's pretty much all in the way of the Fire. 15-12 on that rebound stat and 11-8 on defensive rebounds. 13-8 on assists as well. So they're dominating the stats, but the Flames, the scoreboard doesn't suggest how quite close the game is for them.
No, yeah, they've been really fighting hard, and I think if it was a different couple of possessions, if it had been Townsville missed a couple of threes, then this game would be right within a possession, and it would be really, really great to see the Flames get right back into it.
Well, we've just witnessed a great half of basketball at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. The Fire at the moment leading by 9 points, but there's been some really impressive players on the floor all round, and one of them for the Townsville Fire has been Monique Billings. She's up to 10 points, 80% from the field, and 2 from 4 from the free throw line as well. I mean, she just keeps on keeping on in this season.
She is, and we've talked about it all season, the quality of the imports that we have, because Billings just seems to be doing it all. She's been getting her hands in the lanes defensively. She's been on the scoreboard. She's been really getting around and making some extra passes that have been beautiful as well. So I think if we just watch her here, she got the stop and then out-sprinted everyone else on the court to get that layup. And she's been doing that consistently all season. So it's great to see that type of calibre of import come and play in our league.
And especially the way she's hustling so hard. I mean, some imports, this is their off-season, essentially, the WNBA off-season. So they could be just be coming in, just trying to get their legs going. But she's pushing hard for every single point. It's great to see.
Yeah, and it's great to show what type of league we present to the rest of the world. So we've got fantastic imports throughout the whole league. And it just says that our league is worth coming to and worth playing and worth being a part of. So hopefully internationally we'll get some more recognition on that.
Hopefully we will. But we have some great players locally as well. One of them's Keely Froling, up to 17 points for this game already. She's been unbelievable for Sydney Uni.
Yeah, she's really been the glue that's holding them together today. She's been on the board. She's been hitting the deck. I lost count how many times she's hit the floor today. But yeah, she's definitely pushing hard and really battling in the key to keep her team afloat.
And she's got the 5 rebounds as well. I mean, her hustle defensively is just as good as it is offensively too.
It is. It's nice to see that it's not just all offense. It's definitely trying to get in the lanes, trying to get the boards. And we just saw that nice little up and under there with her reverse layup. She's really reading the game really well so far.
It's been a great matchup between those two, but it's also been a great matchup between Zatina Akuso and Kalani Purcell. 9 points Akuso's way. Kalani Purcell's just got the 3 points, but she's been really active. How have you seen them play out so far?
Yeah, Zatina's really coming in with a bit of confidence, almost as if she's relaxed a little bit. It was obviously a bit of a disappointment that she didn't get to go with the Opals team to Serbia, so this is really her chance to, you know, bring herself back and pull herself up by her bootstraps and get back onto the scoreboard.
Yeah, she's such a dominant player and she's such a one that competes with such ferocity, so it's great to see her doing well. And obviously one that we do want to see do well is Mia Murray. She's been the spiritual leader of this Townsville side for so long, nominated as their co-captain this year. She's playing her 200th Townsville game tonight. And you can see before the game she just gets a little recognition from Shannon Seabohm. Great to see a nice smile on her face. I mean, she hates the attention, as you would know, but it's a great recognition. Can you just speak about, I suppose, the impact she's had on the game, Steph?
Well, Mia's been around, she's veteran status, she's been fantastic, and not only is she just a real competitor, beautiful person, everyone wants to be around her. So I don't know how many times she's won Club Person of the Year or Players Player. She's just that type of person that is always happy to be there. She puts in 100% effort, works really hard, and now she's finally getting some recognition for being part of a club for so long.
And she's a mum like yourself. I mean, how hard is it to come back from having a child and playing so well as she is tonight and for the rest of the season too?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, she has beautiful little Sid, the same age as my son. So for her to come in and be so impactful and be such a massive part of a team, I credit to her, hats off, because it's hard work.
It certainly is hard work, but she's having a great season and she's having such a great impact on the game. I mean, what was she like as a player? You obviously played alongside her at the Fire. I mean, what can you tell her? What's she like at training? What about at games? You know, how does she prepare?
Yeah, she's just an all-rounder player. She crashes the boards. She has a beautiful shot. I think she's one of the most underrated players, if I do say so myself, because she has been part of championship winning teams and just that morale and being able to step up in big games. Not many players do that. They just float along and are happy to play their part, but she really is able to step up in those big games.
Well, staying on Townsville, they've struggled this season, obviously in semi-final appearance last season. They're 5th on the ladder. They've got a tough run coming up as well. Of course, Bendigo on Thursday, but then they've got the Capitals and the Lynx. So 5th on the table right now. Steph, my question to you, are they genuine contenders?
I think they are. If they are able to put it together and really play well like they are today, I think they will be. It's just trying to keep your team healthy and being in the mix. If you can make it to into the finals regime, anyone can win this season.
They've struggled against the top of the table team so far this season, lost to Adelaide in overtime like I mentioned at the start, and then lost against the Boomers, beat them in a comeback thriller, and then lost against the Caps as well, really badly on New Year's Eve as well on their home deck. So they'll get the chance to obviously meet these teams later in the season. So how do they go about, I guess, carrying out these wins next time round against the top of the table teams?
Yeah, definitely. I think that once you've played a team and you're able to take all of the negatives and turn them into positives, you're in a much better position. So they'll be able to look over that game tape, look at what didn't necessarily work for them, and then they can turn around and scout that and really make sure that they're doing everything they possibly can to get the win.
Sydney Uni, it's been an opposite story for them. They've had some close encounters, lost to Caps by 3, Boomers by 6, Lynx by 5 and Flyers by 3. All got leads at the start. So I guess what makes them so easily exposed towards the end of the game, Steph?
I think it's just knowing how to win those close games. And it comes a lot with experience. So if you have a lot of veterans in your team, a lot of the time if you're playing in a close game, they've played in that position before. They've been in that position before and been in that scenario, know how to grind out the win. Whereas if you have a youthful team, sometimes they may not have been in that position before and the moment might get the best of them. So coming in with such a young team, sometimes that's the difference between winning those really close games and letting them slip away.
Well, they've showed some positive signs tonight. I mean, what's going to be the key for them to find some consistency and get those close wins over the line? Of course, their last win was against Bendigo in round 9, so let's see what they can do tonight. But what do you think is the key for them to get that consistency going?
I think all you can really do is win some of those close games, and it's just a matter of grinding it out, really doing the grit work to just know we know how to do it, and then it almost gives you that belief to go, we can win these games, this is how we did it, and then potentially practicing those scenarios at training or in a training regime. So hopefully they're able to grind out one of those close wins and then just give themselves that little bit of belief that they can do it.
It's certainly what Coach Shane Heal has been hoping for. He lamented his team's turnover performance last game. We mentioned it at the start of the round. 19 turnovers in that last game against Townsville. He says he was really proud of the girls to be up at half-time, but you're never going to win too many games with 19 turnovers. When you lose two players who put a lot of points on the board and play great defence, it is tough. It makes it a little harder for everyone else to pick up what they provide, but at stages we do that. So bit of a positive and negative from Shane Heal in that post-match press conference last week, but 19 turnovers, it is a bit hard to come back from. So how have you seen them respond tonight from that?
Yeah, definitely. If you can keep the turnovers below 12 for a game, you're doing well. And 19 just is far too much. So it's just keeping that consistency in what you're doing offensively. If they can make sure they're reading, because obviously Townsville have been up in the lanes and making it really hard for them to try and push the ball and get through their stuff. If you can really take care of it, back cuts are your best friend, and just replacing, trying to get through what you need to get through and find the open shot.
So they are missing, of course, one of their star players in Shyla Hill. That's because she's at the Opals in Serbia and they've got their first win against Brazil on Thursday night. So the tune of 13 points. They're back in action again tomorrow morning. Set those alarms, 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Catch the Opals against Serbia. Steph, how exciting is it to have international basketball back?
It is. It's brilliant to watch. The Blitzarves household will be watching that game. So we're really excited to see the girls put on their best performance, and it's great to see how they're stacking up against the other teams internationally.
It's certainly a nervous household for you. I feel for you watching Sarah Blitzarves closely, but I know you'll make some noise for her. We turn our attention back to this game, Steph. So what do both teams need to do in the second half? Because it has been a great performance so far, but both teams can make some improvements.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Flames just need to take care of it a little bit better. So they're making some passes around, and Townsville are getting their hands on the ball and just deflecting it and making it really difficult for them. If they can take care of the ball and get through their plays like they did at the start of the first quarter, really making Townsville work defensively, I think they'll be in a much better position. And on the other hand, Townsville have been just pushing the ball, and if they can maintain that intensity, it's going to be great.
So Townsville 43, Sydney Uni 34, second half tipping off here at Townsville Entertainment Centre. The Fire Pit, as it's affectionately known. Froling looking to continue a good start. Beautiful. Keely Froling gets herself up to 19 points from the game. We've only just started the second half, Steph.
I know, and she looks like she's on her way for a massive game today. So Townsville are going to really have to pay her some really specific attention.
It's an illustrious 40-point game on the cards, perhaps. Is it something that you think about if you're on a streak like that, Steph?
To be fair, no, not really. If you're taking your open shots and you're feeling good, I think you just let them fly.
Certainly what the Fire have been doing all game, letting them fly. See how they go here. It's in the hands of Reed. Here's Nicholson. Bit of 1-2 between Akuso and Reed, and now Reed pulls up, gets impatient, gets it to go. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and Steph Reed, the number 3, came up clutch.
It was a really tough shot there from Steph Reed, and Sydney did so well to make them get through so much of their offense, but just couldn't quite get a hand to that 3.
So now the shot clock ticking down for the Flames. They've got 7 seconds to shoot, so Rowe pulls up, can't get it to fall. Sutton looking to push the pace. Finds Nicholson open, elects not to go for it. Akuso, Billings, Sutton for 3. Can't quite get it to fall, but Akuso comes up with the boards. Purcell snatches it straight out of her hands. The Fire will get another go at that, though.
And that was some great ball movement there from Townsville. They just managed to get it all the way around and then get a beautiful open shot from Sutton there.
Akuso's come up big on the board so far. 2 rebounds to her name, looking for a big game, and 17 in total for her Fire as well. The battle of the bigs continues. Here's Sutton. Foul called.
And there goes that physicality. We're still going straight through it.
Another one hits the deck. It's getting a bit feisty out there, Steph. You can just feel it's a bit intense.
It is. You can feel the energy. It's just everyone's really up and in. Everyone's hitting each other really, really hard.
Important game for both teams. Sydney can get their 2nd win of the season, and Townsville can head into the top 4. Nicholson can get in 3 and send it to the bottom of the net.
You just can't leave Loz Nicholson open like that because she's going to drain it.
6 of 11 from 3-point range, the Fire, and Nicholson's at it again with the steal. This time to Billings, now Reed, foul. Good form from Nakasoglu not to let her get the shot up, but either way, good ball movement again from Townsville.
That was beautiful. Loz just read it straight through to Billings and then on to Reed, who was also running.
They've come out this quarter with some really quick passes. I mean, that must have been a message from Shannon Seabob, just to move it a bit quicker perhaps.
Yeah, well, they're definitely doing it and it's working for them.
Here's Reed. Knocks down a 6th point of the game. Gets that one to go to Steph Reed. Candidate perhaps the most improved in the league this season. She's been on fire for the Fire, must be said. I won't say it again, I promise. Rowe this time. Over to Jaeger. Look at Reed just on that defense, not letting her go anywhere. Rowe up and under, nice work.
That was a great finish there from Kira.
Still a 51-38 lead in favour of Townsville. Screen comes from Billings. Here's Reed, pulls up from 3. Great start to the corner from Steph Reed, setting the Fire pit alight.
And we are seeing a fantastic shooting percentage here from the Fire from beyond the arc.
It keeps on keeping on. 58% from the arc for the Fire. Froling looking to work the paint. Billings with the good hands once again. Froling somehow keeps it. Eventually it heads out of bounds. Great hustle from both teams there. The hands have been electric from Townsville. You saw the first set of hands was Reed and then Billings again and Billings again.
It did, and you just didn't know what was going to happen.
Especially with Keely Froling being the 1-on-2 there. She could have ripped it straight out of their hands and got it in. She's on the receiving end here. Purcell posting up on Billings. Goes baseline. Can't get the turnaround jumper. Sutton works the floor now. Quiet game for her so far, yet to get on the board in terms of baskets. She's been active on the assist front though. Akuso active as well. Froling can't quite handle the boards. Still be a Flames ball. Deeble bringing it up the floor this time. Basketball Australia Centre of Excellence graduate.
It's nice to see her getting some minutes in this game.
Froling just managed to wrangle in that pass. Got to the charity stripe for her efforts too. Great work by Keely Froling once again.
She felt that she had Loz Nicholson on her back there and she just went straight at her.
There wasn't much that Nicholson could do wrong there. It was just better offense from Keely, and now she's at the free throw line. In line for her 20th point. 58% from the field too. She's been fantastic all over the floor tonight. Can't get that one to fall though. And the Fire pit.
And you can hear the fans, they're electric.
And now they just breathe a collective, oh. They're getting right in this one. It's a great place to play basketball. Great place to be on a Saturday night at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. Especially when your team's up 54-39. 6 minutes to play. Nicholson pulls up for a long three. Nakasoglu able to wrangle it in this time. Quiet game for her so far, just the 4 points.
And Billings nearly came up with another steal there.
Deeble has to contend with Sutton. And Billings, you mentioned she's got another steal. How about another one? And a foul. Monique Billings has been electric tonight. She's got herself, get this, 5 steals for the game.
She has been fantastic just in those lanes, and she's just strong enough to hold her opponent without it being a foul, just with her armbar, and then just get straight in the lanes. And she's quick enough to just explode and get those layups.
She's averaging 1.9 steals per game. I reckon that average is going to go up a bit more after tonight. Can't convert the first free throw. Sitting on 10 points. Still got 4 from 6 from the field as well.
And her steals are outweighing her rebounds at the moment.
It's
when do we ever see that?
Especially for a big of her size as well. You expect her to be crashing the boards, and she is, to her credit. It's just the steals that she's standing out in. That's the second one to fall. Townsville get up to 55. Really high scoring affair from the home team. They're making the Flames work here. Deeble for an open look. Purcell, good boards. Better block from Akuzo. She'll look to take this one up the floor. Pressured by Deeble, but ended up falling in the hands of Reed. Now whistle blown. Can see that Akuso block. Get that out of here. She's had bigger blocks, mind you, as well. Some of her ones in the NBL 1 this season were absolutely huge.
They were highlight real quality.
Got herself viral, I believe, with one of those blocks as well. I think one of the popular basketball accounts in the States picked that one up. They love the energy of Zatina around the world. We also love the energy of Steph Reed. She's been hustling all game, up to 10 points. Had a really good start to the third term too. Just a momentary stop in this one. Gives us time to reflect on the scoring power in both sides. Froling with 20, Jaeger with 10, Reed with 10, and Nicholson with 12. So 4 players in double figures already, and we're only just midway through the third term.
It's been very, very impressive, and there's definitely some players in there that have the capacity to get into double digits as well. So hopefully we see an even more evenly spread game.
It's been a high-scoring affair, up and down basketball is all really fast-paced. You just wonder when they're going to tire out. These players look like they have so much energy left to burn still.
I know, definitely more energy than me. So
no chance for a comeback, Steph?
Well, not in the state that I'm in at the minute.
Of course, Steph got a little bub on the way. Reed inbounding here for Townsville. Pizzy hits the floor hard. Deeble looking to mop up. She's got Nicholson guarding her. You can see a big differential in the bench points there. 13 in the way of the Fire and none for the Flames. Nakasoglu. Froling up against Akuso. Pivots one way, the other. Akuso, another block.
And the really athletic rebound afterwards.
Reed pushing the tempo. Ball somehow stays in. Nicholson will restart things for the Fire. 12 seconds to shoot. Long two is good. Lauren Nicholson working all areas of the floor. Gets herself up to 14 for the game.
And that was just a nice, beautiful jump shot. She saw that the key was a little bit clogged up. Pulled up just after that elbow.
Another one that missed out on that opal side in Serbia right now. So perhaps a point to prove for her tonight too.
Yeah, and it's great to see her playing with such passion and
getting another steal.
Beautiful.
Right on cue. Steals have been unbelievable from the Townsville Fire. 9-4 in their favour at the moment. And 5 of those, it must be said, have come from Billings. Dable now. Kizzy. Got 7 to shoot here, Sydney. They've got to move it quickly. Let's see what Froling can do with 2 seconds to shoot. Shot clock runs out. Great defense from the Townsville Fire.
That was, and it was just a little bit of lack of awareness from the Flames, because they had an opportunity to get a good shot up, but they just held on to it too long. And great job from the Fire to make them really have to make those extra passes.
57 to 39 lead, 4 minutes to play, third quarter. Reed, good drive.
And for such a small body, Steph Reed is so strong under there with good body control.
She's certainly not afraid to go into the paint and make those points count. Jaeger. Dable pulls up. Can't get it to fall. Froling nearly with the board. It'll be a Townsville ball. Momentum keeps swinging their way. They've got the last 9 points of this game, the Fire. The 2 of them came then from Steph Reed. Ball in hand again. Akuso, long 2. Mahadi, aggressive rebound. Good to see her on the floor. It's in the uni ball. Reed a bit too aggressive with the hands there. She says, my bad, my bad. She knew what she did. She couldn't have to recognise it. Not a lot of players admit to their mistakes in sport, let alone basketball.
No, deny till you die. Never fouled in your life.
The 20-point margin here for the Fire. Woods pulls up, gets that to fall.
And the Fire have been making a lot of great little jump shots just inside the key. Just probing enough to try see if the big's going to come and help, and then just taking those shots. Great job there from Courtney Woods.
She's going to spend her off-season in Townsville as well. She's signed with the Townsville Flames in the NBL 1 North, so she'll get to play with a lot of her Townsville teammates, and they'll get to keep that consistency going. They've had a really good run in this game, 61 to 39. So what does Shannon Seabohm say here? Is it just keep on keeping on, or is there some things that perhaps they can improve on? Try some new plays, perhaps?
Yeah, well, they definitely can keep on keeping on, as you said, because they've been doing a great job and their defense has been fantastic. There's been a whole lot of effort, and what they're doing is working. So if they had a chance here to maybe rest some of their bodies, or if they wanted to really practice something that they hadn't really perfected yet, this would be a good time to do it.
And Shane Hill, what's his message here?
I think really just a lot of poise in offence, because there has been a lot of deflections and steals from the Fire. If they can really take care of the ball and get through their plays, they'll be able to get some good-looking shots.
They've been trying hard all game, the Flames. Stats might not stack up, but they've got to come out and try and win some of these late stoppages coming out of this timeout.
And they have the youth to really push it and really potentially pressure up a little bit more in defence and force the Fire into some turnovers, because we've seen them do that before and fight their way back into games. If they can do that, then it's something that they're able to work on, even if they can't peg back the entire lead.
Great pictures from the Townsville Entertainment Centre. The crowd are up and about, so they should be. A big lead for their home side. Looking to get a win in front of their fans and reward them for their dedication this season. Pizzi, though, looking to change the narrative. Froling with the O-board. Goes to work on Woods. Spin move, no good.
And that's another thing that's been impressive from the Fire. On their stops, they really push it in transition.
Mahadi, a little up and under steal.
Great hands there from Mahadi.
Good finish from Froling. She's so composed. 22 points now for the skipper. Townsville have gone 18-5 in this third term alone. And Woods makes it 20. Huge performance from Courtney Woods so far. She gets herself up to 7 points. Imagine that number on the back of her top two.
She just looks so composed coming off those on balls.
Here's Jaeger. Froling makes a move. Gets the M1-2. Great work from Keely Froling. I can't say that enough. She's just been magnificent tonight. Probably her best performance of the season.
And that was a good finish there. She just turned, had a look. She knew she had the drive. And she was really composed on the end of her shot.
Scored 13 last week against Sydney and now up to 24 for the game already. Makes it 25. It's been such a solid outing from Keely Froling. The rest of the Flames struggling to come with her and join her on the ride. Down 19 at the moment. Reed wanted to pull up. Good pass from Woods to find Payne. Can't inflict more pain. Purcell. Bounce past to Kizzy. Froling for another two. Oh my goodness. Keely Froling, 5 points in a matter of seconds.
At this point, I think Keely Froling could kick the ball and it would be going in.
She's seeing it like a beach ball. She'll inbound the ball here. Minutes of play, third quarter. The Flames will want to end this one on a high. Take some momentum going into the fourth. Nakasoglu, quiet outing for her, still stuck on 4 points. She can change the narrative here. Purcell, good boards. Froling for three. Can't get that one to drop. Foul called. And it's Woods heading to the floor this time. Got a tally of players heading to the floor, Steph, and Woods joins the party.
That's right, we saw her hit the deck and then get up and then hit the deck again.
Such a physical game. Both teams putting it all on the line. It may be 5th versus 8 on paper, but it means a lot more than that. Of course, Townsville can head to the top 4 after a win tonight. McSpadden just held onto that handle. Got it back out to Payne.
That was a solid box out there from Beck Pizzi. Just used her body well and kept McSpadden off the board.
Pizzi yet to get on the board for the Flames, but she's been hustling hard in defence. Nakasoglu, Froling. Finds herself some space. Spins Woods around and travel. Good defence by Courtney Woods in the fire.
And it was almost as if Courtney Woods just pulled the chair a little bit there. Used her body and then just backed away.
A rare error from Keely Froling as well. 27 points from the game. We're on that 40-point watch, Steph. I think she has it in her.
There's still another quarter to go.
So 15 seconds. Townsville will want the last shot here. Here's Payne, open look, open finish. Perfect end to the quarter for Townsville. They have a 19-point lead at the end of all that action. 65-46. We'll see you on the other side of this short break for an entertaining fourth term. Welcome back to the fourth quarter. It's the Townsville Fire leading the way here, 65-46. And of course, if you're loving the action tonight, don't forget about the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup coming to Australia, the flagship competition. in September 2022. Over 10 action-packed days at Sydney Olympic Park. 12 powerhouse basketball nations will battle it out for the world title. You can sign up for first access to tickets at womensworldcup.basketball. Of course, Opal's in action tomorrow against Serbia for those qualifiers. As the host nation, they're automatically in, but some good form going in will be great. So set those alarms for 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. But for now, you're with Julia Montesano and Stephanie Blitzars here at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. And it's been a good performance from Townsville so far. What could Sydney do to perhaps get the win this quarter?
I think they need to maybe just take some risks. If they can get up in full court pressure and try and make Townsville make some errors, then they might be able to just peg it back a little bit. But it's been a really physical game, and they just need to keep that physicality up, because right now the Fire are winning at that game, and if they can just try and match up to them, because they have the bodies to be able to do it. If they can just match up to them a little bit, I think it's going to be a closer game.
Sydney won that second quarter, 15-14, then Townsville bounced back with 22-12 in that third term. So potential perhaps for Sydney to get the win in this quarter and perhaps take a little bit of momentum into their next game and a bit of a high.
Yeah, you never count yourself out. They still have a quarter to go, and if they can fight back into it and get it under 10, then it's a real chance that they can come back.
I'll tell you what, they haven't just got the Townsville Fire to fight, they've got the crowd to fight as well, up on their feet to start off this fourth term, willing their side to a win and into the top four perhaps as well.
And there's that little bit of desperation that we see from Kalani Purcell. We love to see it.
She's had a tough game, 25% from the field, just the 3 points, but hustling at every point, every chance she gets. Nicholson, speaking of hustle, hands off to Sutton. Good drive, but better block from Purcell. Straight into the hands of Keely Froling. Nakasoglu, long three. That's better from Funda Nakasoglu.
And that's the type of start that they needed for this fourth quarter.
Gets the crowd a little bit quiet as well. They definitely need a bit of silence perhaps to get their game back on their terms. Nicholson responds immediately. Banks that one in.
And doesn't miss a beat. She's up straight on the defensive pressure.
Mahadi starting this fourth term for Sydney. Great to see. Pulls up for a long two. Purcell just grabs the boards. Get a chance to convert her boards. Good no-look pass to Mahadi and converts it. Great start from the Flames. Back-to-back threes.
They just need to get a couple of stops on the defensive end, and if they can keep that scoreboard pressure on, this will be a different game.
Important passage of play here. Nicholson with it. And Purcell stole it. Mahadi pushing the tempo now. Off to Nakasoglu. Back-to-back threes just didn't pull up. And tripped over Woods. Another player hitting that damn floor. Froling couldn't get that one to fall.
I think we're going to need to get a different shoe deal for all the players. A little bit more grip, I think.
Nike Adidas, if you're listening, let us know.
Commentators would like some also.
Mahadi looking to drive in the paint. Froling couldn't quite get the boards, but Nakasoglu just fetched it out of Sutton's hands and converted it. How about that from Funda Nakasoglu and the Sydney Uni Flames? What a start to the fourth quarter, 6 points to 2.
And it's just been that hustle on defense that's created their offense. We've seen Kalani Purcell come from behind and get a couple of deflections, a couple of steals, and then they've just had some open shots and nailed them.
Really good from three-point range as well. It's good to see them going for those long shots. You wanted them to try a bit different things. They were going for the paint, obviously using Keely Froling, but now they're looking to the perimeter and it's working.
And because Keely has been such a presence inside, it's almost as if they're drawing the defense in and getting those open threes. And the pressure defense has really helped them. They're just running the floor, and they've given the Fire a little bit of a taste of their own medicine.
So margin cut back down to 13. Sydney are in the last 10 if you count the last quarter as well. A really good start. So Shannon Seaborn perhaps just trying to think a few things through at the moment. Obviously, Same trend as last game. We talk about Monique Billings. She had a really good, solid first half and hasn't quite got on the board in the second half. So a few things to think about for the Townsville Fire now.
Yeah, and this timeout was probably perfectly timed just to stop the momentum strategically. So if the Fire just take a breath and go back to what was working, they'll be able to just plateau this momentum. But on the flip side, if the Flames keep it going the way they are, we could have a real game on our hands. They're playing an up-tempo zone with a player at the top, like a 3-3-2 type zone. Just packing in the key. Oh, and now Beck Pizzi's going out to the top.
So good hustle from the Flames. And it works. That zone worked the trick, Steph Blitzars.
It's fantastic. I love to see this pressure type defense where they're just switching across the top. And Beck Pizzi did well to just take that down the chest. They called it a travel, but she had great defensive position.
So great start for the Sydney Uni Flame. This game is not over by any means. Still 7.5 minutes to play. Sydney Uni Flames are on a roll here. Mahadi's been getting some good minutes. Foul called. Sydney Uni ball. Chance to reset here. Billings conceding that one. In terms of the fouls, it's Akuso with 3 and Dean Payne with 3 as well. Another foul called. So things starting to get a bit physical. And this probably doesn't work in Sydney Uni's favour with the stopping momentum and the stopping play. They want to keep applying that pressure to Townsville on their home floor. Mahadi with it now. Purcell. Back with it, Emma Mahadi. Long 3. Can't fall. Good boards from Pizzi. Mahadi gets another go at it. Can't convert that one either. She'll learn from that, Emma Mahadi. Her first year in the WNBL. Lauren Nicholson out to Payne. Drives. Gets her own boards. Now start again.
Got a fresh 14.
Here's Lauren Nicholson. Payne from that same spot. Can't get it to fall this time either. So a bit of inaccuracy starting to creep in for both teams. Just tells you how much the pressure's cooking. Nakasoglu. Another missed bucket. You see some tired bodies out there now, Steph.
And the game's just really wearing on them. The up and back type of style of play that they've been doing is just leaving their shots a little bit short.
Froling, we know how dynamic she is. Goes to the paint. Payne pulls down the boards. Up-tempo basketball has to take its toll at some point, and it's doing so now. Nicholson looking to change things. Pull-up floater, no good either. Purcell loses the handle, so it's been really up-tempo basketball, and a couple of subs come in now for Townsville. Maybe that can change things here at the state of play at the moment.
Yeah, we haven't seen a score for a little bit, and it's just been almost as if they're doing wind sprints up and down the court. So this out-of-bounds play is probably a nice little break for them.
No score since that timeout. Jaeger on the floor for Sydney. Nakasoglu long 3. Can't end that scoring run. Reed. Akuso on the floor. Good move by Shannon Seaborn. Nicholson long 2. There you go.
Breaks the drought.
One finally lands for the Flames. Oh, for the Fire, sorry. See if the Flames can bite back. Purcell makes a move on Payne. Can't do it successfully. Oh, board. She's been great on the boards, Kalani Purcell. Froling, no good. And Purcell again playing a part in the paint on that defensive end of the court.
if she doesn't come up with the board, she always makes an effort to just get a tip out or try and get it out to another teammate. So it's just those effort things that don't necessarily come up on the stat sheet.
She's leading the way on the floor for rebounds, 10 boards. She's the only one in double figures in this game. Even though only 3 points on the scoreboard, you can tell she's been hustling throughout the contest. Both teams take a rest, take a breather and reassess after that scoring drought.
Yeah, it was just a matter of they were getting some shots up, but they were tough shots, and that because it has been such an up and down game, they were front rimming it, or it was just a little bit too much on it, and you could see and feel the tired bodies.
You certainly can. Hot night in Townsville.
I don't think there's ever not a hot night in Townsville.
It's always stuffy, is it?
Very, very hot, very, very humid.
Hence why it's called the fire pit, and the fans are getting up and about. It's great to see some of the outfits some of the fans have put on tonight. We saw some basketball sort of keyring hair ties earlier on in that quarter as well.
And the fantastic bucket hats for the Townsville Fire. It's nice to see them being sun smart.
Yeah, not sure there's much sun in the stadium, but still, no hat, no play, right?
That's it.
Both teams back on the floor now. We're going to play out 4 minutes, 45 seconds. Rowe inbounding here for Sydney Uni. Jaeger. Nakasoglu.
And there's a mismatch inside. Steph Reed was on Keely Froling and they just missed it.
They'll get another go at it though. Froling gets the reverse to go. So eventually they spot it, but perhaps unintentionally.
That's right.
Townsville still hold a 69-56 lead. Mia Murray on for some late minutes. Hope she stays out there and gets to celebrate a win if it does go their way. 200th game for the club tonight. Good dish to Payne. Reed with the elite vision as usual. We should expect nothing less from her, really.
I know, she really was able to thread the needle right there, and perfect pass straight to Nadine Payne for the easy layup.
Reed up to 4 assists for the game. Froling getting to work on Payne. Eventually they get the stop, the fire. They're really locking in on Keely Froling this quarter.
But you can see Nadine Payne just using her body, being physical there.
Nadine Payne's had a really solid season for the Fire. So too Steph Reed. They're working in tandem now. Get their side a win. Playing Bendigo next. Good outlet pass to Mia Murray. Whistle blown. Akuso gets aggressive on that board. She's got a bit of white line fever, doesn't she?
Yeah, she definitely does. She just steps onto that court and it's all about getting that board. A little bit of sass. Love it.
Townsville inbound it here. Off to Akuso. Draws another foul. Akuso starting to make an impact late. Got that poker face as well. She's got the sash, the poker face, the white line fever. She's just a complete all-round player. So entertaining.
Kalani getting another hand in there.
This is great D from Sydney Uni, although the 2 fouls converted, or conceded, I should say. They're still applying the pressure and making Townsville work hard for their points.
They're not giving up easily.
Nicholson, long 2. Akuso pulls down the boards. Here's Reed. Melly telling her to head to the paint. Now she'll get the ball herself, Mia Murray, and drains that one. Mia Murray, the 200 gamer, giving the Fire Pit something to cheer about.
With 2 long-range threes, beautiful. Oh, picking pockets, Steph Reed, beautiful.
Well called, Steph. She's been elite all game, Steph Reed. Always on her toes. The Fire starting to run away with this one, although Froling pops that one in. 33 points for Keely Froling. 31, I should say. Gabriel got too excited.
Gave her a couple extra.
Nicholson, though, gets herself some extra points as well. Nice long-range three. She's up to 21. Leading the way for the Fire tonight. Got the steal there. Couldn't quite get it towards the other end. 10 seconds to shoot for the Flames. So Purcell just launches herself. No one came at her. Nicholson looking to add to her tally with a beautiful drive. Open the lane right up.
Just that little hesitation and then put the Jets on straight into that layup.
She just fooled her opponents there. No one knew where she was going. See here, she's just got these smart moves, Lauren Nicholson. She's so capable in these big moments. 23 points, 5 rebounds and 5 assists. Great all-round performance.
And still pressuring up in defense.
Mahadi feeling the effects of the great Lauren Nicholson there. Rowe, Froling, pulls up from 3. No good. Nicholson pulling down another rebound.
She's been all over the court tonight.
81 to 58, Townsville's way. We're down to the last 90 seconds. Nicholson can't get that one to go. Froling charges up the floor. Akasoglu reins the ball in. Foul called.
A little bit too aggressive on the defense there for Steph Reid.
Fire pit is starting to get up and about as Lauren Nicholson comes off the bench for a well-deserved rest. She's played her heart out tonight. As has Mia Murray. She's played her heart out not just tonight, but for her whole 200 games at Townsville. Great to see her hit those 2 long bomb threes. Akasoglu spins around Fabro, gets it to Evans. Nice work.
That was beautiful little footwork there from Funda, just to get into that key and then make that beautiful little pass down there.
Another point goes down for Steph Reid. Unbelievable work from the Fire this game. Just when you thought the Flames were coming back, they put the Jets on the Fire. Last 6 points in this game as well. Mahadi. Going to get around Fabro. Gets the foul and heads to the line.
Great to see Fabro getting some minutes. Another one of the young ones coming up and through into the WNBL.
A lot of young players on the floor right now getting some minutes. Mahadi, Evans, Fabro, and Carla Drennan as well on the floor too. Really great to see from both coaches. Mahadi drains that first one. Second one falls too. Steph Reid with it now, over to McSpadden. Fabro, can she get her first points? Reid's looking for those young players. Here's Drennan now, can drain the 3. Not quite. Good movement from her to get in the right spot though. So Froling looking for Deeble. Has to go with Mahadi instead. Townsville still pressing up high. They don't want any more scores from the Sydney Uni Flames. Hear the cowbells ringing.
The stands are up and about.
Mahadi launches a long 3. Evans, good boards. Slapped out of her hands and it'll be 2 shots. So the Flames can perhaps have the last say on this one. Cara Evans at the line. 5 fans are cheering harder for the miss than the conversion on their point of view. It's absolutely electric at the fire pit. They'll cheer out this last second because their Fire are into the top 4 with an 84 to 63 point win over the Flames to the tune of 21 points. It was a fast-paced game all along. And Steph, we were treated to a real contest tonight.
We were. We thought the Flames were going to come back. They had that little surge of momentum in the 4th, but the Flyer just proved to be too good tonight.
Mia Murray getting a win in her 200th game for Townsville as well. Great to see that. But I think there's plenty of positives to take from a Sydney Uni Flames point of view as well.
It is. We saw them come out and they were aggressive and they were right in the game, and they did such a good job to pressure up in defence. But the Fire just managed to, you know, use their veterans. As we just look at Mia Murray talking to the group there, the veterans to outsmart them and get some scores and make a whole lot of runs with their momentum.
So Townsville 29-19 in the first term. Then they dropped in the second term, 14-15, 22-12 in the third term, and then 19-17 to end things. Taking a look at the match highlights, clinical performance from this lady, Lauren Nicholson, as well as Steph Reid too, Steph.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Just watching Lauren Nicholson today, you could obviously tell that missing out on Serbia lit a little fire in her belly, and she just did all the right things, all the hustle things, was up in defence, making great decisions, making great shots, and it's great to see. And we just see Steph Reid there chasing after Keely Froling on that layup.
Must be said that Keely Froling had a match to remember. 31 points and 9 rebounds, so close to that double-double. She really tried hard for the Flames tonight.
She did. She put all her effort out on the court, and it's really good to see that even on a losing team, they managed to have a player that said, try and jump on my back, I'll try and do all I can for this today, but it just wasn't for them tonight.
So clinical performance by the Townsville Fire, and they've been led not just tonight but all season and all career long by the 200-game stalwart that is Mia Murray. She joins us now tonight, of course celebrating her 200-game milestone with a win. Mia Murray, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on your 200-game milestone. How did it feel out there for you tonight?
Oh, well, it's a lot better when you win, so always happy after that. But yeah, to have played 200 games for this club, that it makes me extremely proud. I think I ticked over 300 in the league last year, so the club means a lot to me, so very special to win.
And you had a fantastic game tonight, Mia. 2 massive long bombs. And definitely, we were really wondering if you had your #1 fan, Sydney Murray, coming to watch you tonight.
Yep, he's up there in the stands all week. He's been saying, "Fire up, Mama, fire up Townsville." So I've taught him well. But no, of course, he's here every home game, and yeah, love him.
So Mia, obviously a great win by your team tonight. I mean, what was the key to such a great performance?
What we're waiting, Mitzi. I reckon there's going to be
look, I wouldn't say it was flawless. You know, obviously Sydney came in with a depleted team. You know, they've been battling all season, so we knew that the team they put out on the court, they were going to be tough and they were going to be gutsy. Look, I think we've got to do better on the glass, and we've just got to finish broken plays. So there's too many times where we have defensive breakdowns and we don't really finish the play by rebounding, or we sort of just go still and let an easy 2 go through. But the fact that some people got some, you know, saw the ball go through the hoop for us, that was fantastic, and hopefully we can build on that momentum that we've built offensively, because that's the sort of side of our game that we haven't really clicked yet.
You're into the top 4 after that win, Mia. How good does it feel to be in that contention for those finals? I mean, what are you going to do towards the back end of the season to convert some more of those wins as you like?
Look, I'd love to say, you know, let's go too far into the future, but for the moment we'll just back up against Bendigo here on a home court on Thursday, and just the old cliche, go one game at a time. So they're going to be another gutsy group to go against, and yeah, we've got to bring our A game against them.
Well, it's been your motto for your whole career, Mia Murray. Thank you so much for joining us after your 200 games for Townsville tonight. Great win by your side. Thank you so much.
65, Rocky Spears.
Thanks. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Betty.
Great to see Mia Murray getting on the stat sheet tonight. And looking at the match stats now, it was all in the way of the Fire, Steph.
It was, and they just had waves of momentum where they would get up in the lanes, get some steals, and then just really convert on the other end. And it was obvious that the Flames were looking a little bit tired and depleted and just couldn't keep up with them.
So top scorers from tonight from either side, Nicholson with 23, Reid with 17, Billings with 11, and then for the Sydney Uni Flames, well, Keely Froling stood up there, 31 points, and then 10 points for Morgan Jaeger as well. It was a great night at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. Of course, it was a great win by the Townsville Fire to the tune of 84-63. Great performance overall by both sides, but of course the Fire just too strong in the end, and now they extend their winning streak over this team to 12 out of 13.
Yeah, it's been great, and we knew it was going to be a physical battle at that, because the bigs were just at each other from the start of the game right through. So it's obvious that Townsville have been the strength and they've won that battle today, but hopefully that Sydney come back and regroup, and next time they meet, if they do meet, it's going to be a different game.
Certainly have the potential to be a different game. Of course, we've got a game coming up tomorrow, a really important one. The Opals up against Serbia. What's it like watching his sister-in-law in the Blitzar's household, for that matter, as well? Yeah,
it's fantastic when we actually get to watch it, because we have my son, Sarah's nephew, watching, saying, "Go Auntie Rara," and running around. So it's been great to actually see them get on and make sure that they're getting all the support from home, because the support from home when it's a home World Championships is going to be a big one.
We can't wait for that time in September, but for now we have a lot of WNBL action to look forward to next round. For now, we're saying see you later from the Fire Pit. It was the Townsville Fire getting a big win over the Sydney Uni Flames tonight. Thank you so much on behalf of your commentators, Julia Montesano and Steph Blitzars, our production team. Thank you for your company on KO Sports. Set those alarms tomorrow for the Opals, 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time.